Hi, welcome to Tai Chi Class 10. I wanted to talk about the principle in Tai Chi we have of this idea of keeping the armpits open, which might sound a bit random, but it's an important one, and it's kind of one of the physical, structural, slightly more tangible principles I wanted to cover before I think I'm going to delve deeper with the kind of energy, less tangible kind of energy center, energy system stuff. After this principle I can remember my teacher raising with me during a session we were having. We were doing partner work, Tai Chi, we were doing push hands, and he could feel how being collapsed in this area, he could sense in me, he could feel this collapsed feeling as really compromising my ability to defend your whole sort of structure. When you're collapsed in the armpit, leads to like this disconnection of the arm with the body, whereas being open here, we're stronger. We have this strength and connectivity with the arm and the body. He described it to me as like imagining having a tennis ball in your armpit. What it is to me in reality, to achieve this principle, is it kind of comes from expressing the elbow. So we're ending up to come to that conclusion of the open armpit comes from expressing the elbow out. This leads on to this idea of having the sort of circular shapes in the arms, which we have in our moves. So I wanted to start today with standing meditation, called Holding the Belly of the Buddha, where we can explore some of this stuff, and then we're going to explore it within the 5 immortal qigong sets. This is the more martial qigong set. This is more of a martial thing, as far as I understand, than a qigong, a kind of medical qigong principle. So holding the belly of the Buddha, we're standing in our usual qigong starting posture, with the feet hip width roughly parallel. And so with standing meditation, standing qigongs, it really gives you the chance to, without the movement, gives you the chance to think of the other things, some of the other principles there are to think of in Tai Chi and qigong. And here, so the 3 circles, holding the belly of the Buddha. And this is the main one, the more obvious one, so we're focusing on this circle that we're making with the arms. There's this one, circle with the hands, and circle here. I'm not going to go too much into those second 2. The first one is the opening of the armpit, stretching out the elbow kind of as the beginning. The circular, like internal circular Tai Chi stretches. Sometimes I call it the tree hugging stretch, because it's almost, to exaggerate the stretch, it's like you're stretching around something like a tree trunk. So this is what it feels like inside. We're doing it smaller, but we're imagining the stretching out and around. So needing the shoulders to be sunk down, stretching the elbow away, just feeling into that space to begin with. And then, like I say, in this standing, doing the standing postures, which gives us a chance to just settle into the feet, feeling the feet, feeling the connection with the ground, making sure that the weight's falling evenly through the feet. Making sure the knees are sunk, bent down, soft in the knees. Just the tail's tucked or pointing down, spine's pointing down, feeling to the spine. Breathing deep into the belly. Just connecting with the dantian we covered last week, where the hands are in front. Opening the armpits, but also opening and stretching the elbows away is also like an opening the chest. So just feeling into the circle we're making with the arms for a minute. Breathing deep into the belly, deep, smooth breath, softening, relaxing the jaw, and then just connecting with the space on top of the head, imagining the hanging from a string and heaven connected to the crown of the head, feeling into the spine, lengthening up and down through the spine. Take the legs out. Just doing this sort of squatting posture in standing meditation, we're working the legs. So for the first of the 5 immortals, just to recap, shifting and turning to one side, shifting and turning to the other side. So here, this is like stepping out in the form as well. It's elbows coming out, so the space in the armpit needs to come to the side and forwards. And then here again is the circle. It's more obvious in holding the belly of the Buddha, but in Stork stands in the water, we still have that circular feeling here. So I'd say first, just feeling into the feet, making sure you're not twisting the knees, lower half, just getting the shifting and turning going. And then start feeling into the arms, just make sure the shoulders sunk down, and the elbows expressed so we can feel the space in the armpit. Elbows heavy, fingers light. Into the circle, around the chest and the thumbs. And then keeping that space here, we can come into Wayne grain. So with this space in the armpit, expressing the elbow idea that we're talking about, you start to realise that this upper arm in a lot of the Tai Chi moves we do is fairly fixed in this position, and we're like rotating around the elbow. So here, if we go from Stork stands in the water, bending at the elbow, raising, floating the hand, rotating. We're keeping that open space here. This one's confusing from the front. I'll go from the side. view from the back. Let's copy along from behind. So where this elbow is important and this circular feeling in the arms is where we're making sure when we're moving, when we're crossing, if you're crossing the body, we're not closing here. So number 3, same, elbows out, fixed structure here as we rotate around. So this time we're not shifting the weight. If you remember, we're just turning. For sowing the grain, just turning the hips central, weight central, arms coming up and down the centre line, but making sure the armpits, elbows are out, armpits are open. Sowing the grain. Making sure we're not in here like this. I mean, this even feels like a more fearful way of being, whereas being out here, you're kind of owning your space a little bit more. So, you know, even how it feels and how you're projecting yourself. Massage. Shake it out. So, being as how we were looking at the upper body principle today, with the walking, I'm going to have to introduce some arms. So, the armpit principle in this situation will come in later, to just start to get the hang of the arms. If you've not done this walking exercise with me before, it's a move, my teacher developed this, it's a move in the form, or some moves in the form, called brush, knee and push. So to start off with, just get the form of the walking. And back, open, shifting. And then the arms, I guess, stop and watch the arms. So with the arms are coming forwards through the centre line as we're turning. This move in the form is called brush, knee and push. So with one hand we're brushing the knee, roughly, and the other hand's coming forwards in push, just a one-handed push. So if we start by shifting back, turning, open here, and then this arm in line with the front foot comes up. And this one, palm down, step. And these arms are relatively fixed. It's the turning of the hips that brings them around. So the arms come around with the body, and then they're sort of, that rotation kind of extends. We bend the elbow here, this one extends, bends the elbow forwards. We're rotating around the elbows. Hands are staying in the centre line. Forwards expressing. You see there? Back, open. Move forwards, sort of holding a ball, but with the bottom palm facing down. Step, and it's as you shift, the arms unfold. So coordinating the arms and legs here, it kind of destroys everything that you've been working on in your walking. I was giving some arm instructions in my advanced class on Zoom. We were walking and I looked at the screen and none of them were doing the arms. They're like, no, we're focusing, they're realising the benefits, appreciating the benefits of this walking practice. Without the arms, you find the further along you get with Tai Chi, the more you realise that you want to be doing less choreography, more kind of focusing in. But if you are managing the arms and you want to, you can start thinking about the elbows coming out and the armpits being open. Or any of your other walking, or if you're finding it a bit stressful and you just want to drop the arms, come back to the feet. Like it's good to push yourself, confusion wise a little bit with Tai Chi, but it's supposed to be meditative, experience too, so balance. Yin and yang balance between pushing yourself and nourishing yourself. Shake it out. So I'll just run through the form with this demonstrating the armpit elbow stuff. So I'm going to do it, I'm just going to be exaggerating this shape to kind of give you an idea of what it feels like inside. It's pretty hard to demonstrate internal stretches, so this is why I'm going to be just showing it in an exaggerated form. So from starting posture, stepping out straight away, you were opening, stepping out, and moving hands like small heavenly circles. We're keeping this space here. I'm actually doing the hand movements quite small, having this exaggerated elbow, roll back and press, push, single whip, lifting hands, pull down, shoulder strike, squeaky floorboard. I expect if you're learning the form you won't be thinking about this stuff yet, but I just thought I'd do that demo Today we're learning from shoulder strike to white crane spreads its wings. So let's go from lifting hands. We did last week, pull down, shoulder strike. Now from shoulder strike, forward stance facing into the corner. We're turning the hips square to the front again, brushing, not necessarily touching, brushing, energetically like brushing down this arm. This foot comes around. So from shoulder strike, I'm roughly 70% of the way in the right. Shifting all of the weight to the right leg so that we can pick up the left foot, and we turn the hips square and this foot brushes around on the ball. Just get the leg out. From shoulder strike, shift to the right, turning to the front. White crane spreads its wings. At the end, we're just resting on the ball of the foot. If you're finding the balance difficult, then and you need to put more weight, then do what you need to do. Don't fall over. Shoulder strike. White crane spreads its wings. In the back. Shoulder strike. Shift. Turn. Round. Hands, arms, as I'm turning my hips, this arm's staying where it is, this arm's coming with, so we get this brushing, separating, and then as the foot comes in, separating energy with the arms. Here, this, the circular stretch here kind of stretches through the little finger. This is here we're stretching, activating the heart meridian, and here. I'm not going to overload with meridian stretches, but I wanted to make that point. So from shoulder strike. White crane spreads its wings. This is a twisting around, elbow out. And it's actually the same stretch down here as well. This is the one that you sort of more notice. It's the same stretch through the little finger here, having this openness in the armpits. From shoulder strike, white crane spreads its wings. The martial application of this is it's you releasing yourself from a grab. So let's do that from some different angles. Here. shoulder strike, white crane. Shoulder strike, white crane spreads its wings. Shoulder strike, white crane spreads its wings. And so we're lengthening in the standing leg. There's not many points in the form where we're straightening the leg. Small heavenly circles, white crane, this is a rare one. There's one later on in the form which is riding the white tiger, which is similar. And so here, circle here, circle here. There are many there are circles on different planes in this move. Like I was talking about, the just standing, doing things in the standing posture gives you the chance to feel in. Could be here, realising we need to drop the elbows, tuck the tail, feeling into the rotations of the arms, etc. So let's run through from the beginning to white crane spreads its wings. Stepping out. Moving hands like small heavenly circles. Ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back and press. Push. Single whip. Lifting hands. Pull down. Shoulder strike. White crane spreads its wings. It's quite a nice one to finish on, I think. So next week, from white crane, hands come down, turning the hips, hands come around, brush knee push. So it's about time I introduced brush knee push into the walking exercise. Although next week we'll probably go back to just doing the lower half of that exercise with more to work on. So enjoy your practice until then and take care.